Some time ago I started working on a retro shooter that was supposed to be something in style of Wolfenstein or Doom, and I named it Satan 3D. I made it in an 8-year-old editor called Raycasting GameMaker. Unfortunately, this editor had a lot of limitations and didn't fully meet my expectations. So I started working on the second game, which I began creating in completely different software. Much more advanced editor designed for retro FPS games called Easy FPS Editor. But I encountered some annoying bugs that prevented me from continuing, so I focused on other projects. Some time passed, the bugs were fixed and I could get back to it. When I returned to this project, I didn't like some of things and decided to start over. But of course I used some parts I like. So this is the first devlog of this game, and I named this game Satan 2. At least for now, that is its name, but it's quite possible that I rename it later and remove the number 2. Since not everyone is familiar with the first game, even though it's close to 1000 downloads already. So if you want to try it, feel free to download it for free on itch.io. In this new game, jumping will of course be possible. Logically, the second part has to be better and offer a lot of improvements. There will be many new enemies, lots of new weapons, jumping, faster gameplay, and just overall more fun. And since I mentioned weapons, let's look at them right now. So this first part will be about weapons, which are very important for FPS shooters because you look at them throughout the entire game, so it's crucial to get them right. Since this game is meant to be a tribute to those classic, I will be trying to come up with original weapons at all costs because I want to keep that classic feel, although there will be some slight innovations. Instead of the classic knife or fists, I decided to include thematic cross, like the one you have at home on the wall, except you take it down and can use it to stab. We will demonstrate it on a dummy. I will need a volunteer, and we have a volunteer. In this editor you set it up easily by clicking on object settings and weapon settings. You can have up to 8 weapons. I have 7 so far because I'm saving one for the end. And here, right in the first slot, we have our cross, or if you prefer, stabbing cross. We check the melee box, indicating it's a close range weapon and won't shoot. I set the damage to 4 and the fire rate to 30, which in this case is the stabbing speed. Regarding the sprites, we see that there are about 14 images with a description of the situation each image corresponds to. For a melee weapon, we don't need any bullets or projectiles. I made these images at a resolution of 320 on 180 pixels. I created these images the same way as for my previous game. I found a model or image on Google, resized it to the given dimensions, and made the necessary adjustments in Photoshop. The same process as you see here. For the weapons, I also had to add sounds. There are 7 for each weapon, such as reloading, shooting, drawing the weapon, projectile collisions, and so on. For the second weapon, we have pistols. I choose 2 instead of 1. Then we have a Thompson with a drum magazine, which has, for example, less damage than the pistols, but a higher rate of fire. Next, of course, is the shotgun, which is extremely effective, but only holds 2 shots. After that, it needs to be reloaded, which takes quite a while. Then we have a weapon like grenade, but it's actually holy water. When you shake it up and throw it, it explodes. Don't try this at home. We can't miss the classic minigun, which has a hell of a kick. And the last weapon I have at this moment is the Holy Cross, which was also in the previous game. It's currently the most powerful weapon, shooting explosive crosses. I'm still thinking about the sight, whether to keep this unconventional one, replace it with the traditional one, or remove it entirely. The ammo image is always visible in the bottom right, so you know which ammo you need for each weapon. I also had to add keys. There are 3 types, and of course healing items. The first is an apple, which Adam and Eve picked from the forbidden tree. Next we have heart, which will drop from some enemies and can be eaten. Then there's flower, a little reference to Resident Evil. The best healing item is the traditional healing potion of I don't know what kind of medicine is in it, but it will heal you completely. Alright, that's all I wanted to say in this video. If you have any ideas for the last weapon, let me know in the comments. I do have some ideas, but I'd add the final one at the very end once the game is complete. So write in the comments what weapon you'd like to see, subscribe, give a like if you want, and please add this game at your wishlist on Steam. Thank you and bye.